What's up, everybody? We got game 2 of this series between Walrusnet and Inklin, aka the Law, who is on the Hellborn side. It's pretty much their team. It's, I think, some players that aren't really part of their normal team, so it's not exactly the Law, but mostly it is. Lull pick sequence now, all on the Law, and I believe somebody else was here for them as well earlier in earlier rounds. But regardless, we are looking at game 2 here. Game 1 went in the favor of Walrusnet with Chapuda on that Dr. Repulsor eventually just getting out of control, and Ravener becoming a bit of an issue once he got that Insanitarius and actually started putting out a significant amount of damage. It just turned in Hellborn's favor, and Legion played the whole game really well. In fact, they had a strategy, they executed it pretty well at the end. They just weren't able to pull through with the victory. So really good game 1, and if you haven't seen it, I do recommend going to watch it. I don't always say that, so I always mean it. I think you should always watch game 1 first if it just makes sense. But that was a really good game, so recommended that it is viewed. Bans are out here. Ophelia, Pestilence, Keeper of the Forest, and Kraken getting taken out. I believe those are pretty much the same bans as the first game. And really nobody there surprising by any means. That's lots of powerful heroes, lots of heroes that really deserve bans. Like I said before, I'm not sure if Kraken is that first overall ban or top 4 bans or whatever type hero, but it's now apparently feeling that he is, and I don't have too many objections to that. I probably wouldn't do it myself, but I can certainly understand why you'd say, okay, it's just not a hero I want to deal with. Hag and Tempest, the first 2 picks here for Legion side, so no doubt some team synergy there in those team fights with the Tempest ultimate of the Bat Blast, not to mention the Haunt and Glacial Blast. So you get a slow, you get a stun, you get lots of AoE damage when you push open those team fights, and both of those are decent enough pushers. Hag more on the I'm gonna kill creeps wave, and Tempest, of course, the elementals, providing some building damage. So 2 heroes that work well together, of course. And a Hag providing some carry potential as well as some versatility. Tempest almost certainly going to be in the jungle, and when I say almost certainly, okay, yeah, he's going to be in the jungle. Like we don't see laning Tempests anymore, but it's happened before, so I guess theoretically you wouldn't have to do it. Anyway. So we'll see what they'll go for next. Probably looking for a support, an initiator, and either a suicide or a short laner. I do hope they go with suicide. There's still a number of options left in that category, but I think right now is the time you want to pick up your initiator, because it's going to be really important to get somebody that can jump into the fight so that Tempest can be the secondary initiator, really, so he can line up a good ultimate. Because you usually don't want Tempest jumping in right off the bat to start the fight, because it's better to get somebody in there first to try to draw everybody towards them, and then have Tempest drop an ult on top of them. And hopefully they live, and sometimes they don't, but hopefully they do. Regardless, 2 heroes coming out so far here for the Hellborn side. Bubbles and Engineer get picked up. Obviously 2 heroes with, once again, lots of teamfight potential. A little more mid-game oriented here on the Hellborn side, as they don't do too much later on. Engineer in particular, a very strong offensive support hero in that mid lane almost always, so I would expect him to be picked up and put in that role. Ravener's on the board, Pebbles is on the board. What else? Flux is available, so lots of options here for NG to be running that middle. Fade is up. And all those heroes obviously very, very powerful. With an Engineer in the middle, they turn into really dangerous lanes for the opponent. So we'll see what they do, and it's going to be a Moon Queen here. So once again, going to teamfight synergy, and now Legion have to be concerned about getting Moon Queened, because Moon Queen will Moon Queen, and Moon Queen is Moon Queen. So that sounds like ridiculous. Sounds like it's tautology or whatever you want to call it, but it's a pretty amazing hero, and you really have to address it. I'm not sure if Legion can really do that, actually. They don't have a lot of burst damage. They don't have a lot of gank potential. They have the Tempest, but Hellborn have a number of ways to cancel that ultimate. The Kelp Field, the NG Keg, the Moonbeam, all have significant range. So it should be relatively easy for them to cancel that. Now, if Tempest gets a Shrunken Head, it's going to be a lot harder. But at this point, it should be not that big a deal to cancel the Tempest ultimate. And so Legion is really clearly going for this teamfight-oriented mentality, but I'm not sure if that's going to help them, because MQ on the other side is like, okay, let's teamfight. I've got Bubbles and Engineer to back me up. They're going to help lock down heroes. They're going to help keep them in place, and they're going to try to scatter your team, because you don't want to be stuck inside an NG ultimate, but you also, and you don't want to get out of a Kelp Field. You want to sit there and not take that second stun, but MQ's like, alright, if you're not going to move, I'll just kill your entire team. So Not a lot of burst damage here on the Legion side, and they sort of need that to address an MQ. Not a lot of pushing either. Those are really the two strats that seem like are most effective against Moon Queen. Either just do so much damage to her off the bat that she dies and she can't be a part of the team fight, and then you clean up, or you push early on. And while Legion have a fair bit of push, I don't think they have enough. When I say push, I mean like Keeper Tempest and another strong push hero, like just push everything, push all outer towers by 20 minutes, just get crazy like that. So we'll see what Legion does. I think they're going to have to do a lot to respond to this Moon Queen pick because that hero is just so dangerous. Legion will ban out Parasite, Warbeast, and Ravener as their initials. Sandwraith, Pebbles, and Prisoner 945 from the Hellborn side, so nobody there that's like, oh god, that makes zero sense. Parasite getting removed to prevent Hellborn from being able to pick up a jungler. Pharaoh here certainly was eyeing that pick myself because that would be yet another Tempest cancel, and it would certainly fit the Hellborn team, putting Bubbles mid, Pharaoh bot, and potentially tri-lane Moon Queen, or Pharaoh could be in another lane for that matter. And you could also do lane at Pharaoh, but I don't think that's a really great idea. So perhaps, I mean, it wouldn't really be the greatest fit for Hellborn, but one more thing to make sure that the initiation potential is there for Hellborn. The Tempest ultimate will not go off, and a strong pick also here for this Legion side, as if you can jump that Moon Queen and isolate her from her team, that'll be very helpful. Mage Bane will be the last pick here, and okay, we'll see how that works. It works pretty well with Pharaoh, of course, with the Mummy Walls being able to get in and out, and just a hero that we haven't really seen too often. I think my issue with Mage Bane, more than anything, is that he requires so much farm, and he's not the greatest at doing it. If he gets Cleave, he'll farm relatively fast, but it's like Darth Vader with Charging Strikes and a Rune Cleaver will kill an entire creep wave in about half a second. Moon Queen with Multi-Strike will kill an entire creep wave in about half a second. So actually Moon Queen is better farm than either because she doesn't even need the farming mechanism really. She gets that from Firebrand, which she wants anyway to do damage in teamfights. Mage Bane, it still takes him a bit of time to kill camps, to kill creep waves, even with the Rune Cleaver. Now, the massive advantage he's going to have in this game is, if you look at the Hellborn team, they're squishy. They have relatively large mana pools. A lot of them are int heroes, and they're very mana dependent. Engineer, if you start taking his mana away, does nothing. Same thing with Torture, and Torture has a huge mana pool. Bubbles is going to have a massive amount of problems against this Mage Bane if his mana starts getting drained, just because he needs it so badly to be mobile. And that ultimate from Mage Bane will do a ton of damage to these heroes, especially if they're locked down inside a Tempest ultimate, where Mage Bane can just sit there and beat on them for a while and take away all their mana. Now, they go with the last pick, Succubus and Torture here. Torture obviously in the second support role for Hellborn, so not too much there. I would assume that we're going to see a Suicide Bubbles, mid Torture, and mid NG Succubus, and top Moon Queen Torture, as that is likely going to be the best situation for them. But we'll see. For off to the side, I'm going to check out the opposing team. Takestone will actually hit him, but pushes him away. I don't think that's going to be enough. Hellborn trying to get a kill here, it looks like, but the Legion side will back off. Ball's going out, but again, we don't care. It's a replay cast. So, let's address the Succubus last pick for a second, though, because they've got two heroes here on the Legion side that are highly mobile in Hag and Mage Bane, two blinkers. Succubus is death to highly mobile heroes. Not only having the sleep, but the Succubus's hold as well, obviously, can lock a hero down for an extremely long amount of time. Kelp Field is a similar issue, so is the Engineer Ultimate. So I think that's one of the bigger issues I have with this Mage Bane here is, A, I'm not so sure how he's going to be able to compete for farm, and with Moon Queen, I just don't think he will. I think he's going to get destroyed in that manner. And B, is he going to be able to be mobile in these fights? Is he not going to be able to jump into an energy field because he'll get silenced? He's not going to be able to jump out of a kelp field because he'll get stunned. He'll not be able to do anything against the Succubus. And so actually Hellborn running an interesting strat here. It looks like they're running a tri-lane bottom with a solo mid Bubbles and a solo top Succubus. And I don't mind this actually. The sleep going out here onto Mage Bane a whole lot. It looks like this is going to be a bit of an issue for him. Legion, meanwhile, running an aggressive jungle Tempest. And we'll see what they do up here with the pseudo tri-lane. So they're up here top looking for some zoning ability on the Succubus, but it's not going to be easy, because if it was from the bottom lane, it'd be fine, you just force her out. But with her being in the top lane, it's a bit more of an issue. Over here, Tempest getting zoned a bit by Torture, who has the Impalement going off, doing a ton of damage. And he will have some issues here now. Started off in the aggro jungle, obviously. Let's see if he transitions. With Torture here, clearly interested in making his life hell, he might actually have to leave. Glacial Blaster going down there. We're going to see very possibly Poison Spray as well, and now Torture's in a ton of trouble. He's definitely going to drop. You're going to try to get himself killed by neutrals and will not do so. There goes the Bloodlust in favor of Legion. The pseudo tri-lane already doing pretty well, as Slither actually picks up the last hit. And that will get him some boots, which will be very nice, helping to zone out the Succubus. Once again, Bubbles Hag in the middle lane. Should be a little bit favorable to Bubbles because of that. He's just a little bit better able to spam that Shell Surf and kill this Hag. His burst damage is a little bit higher, and they're both squishy heroes with defense capabilities. So Hag, not the easiest hero to kill a Bubbles with, just because she doesn't put enough damage. On bot, Pharaoh getting zoned out a bit. There's the turret actually going to miss. The Moonbeam is here as well, so. Torture here also doing some pretty heavy roaming. Hanging out in the jungle a little bit, trying to mess with this Tempest, and as a result is only level 1. So we'll see if that becomes a problem. And honestly, I'm afraid it might. As this Mage Bane gets stronger and stronger, Torture will become food for him. 364 mana here on his, that's really his base mana. He's got a couple minor totems, which you'll notice is the second highest on his team, behind Bubbles, who has a Mark of the Novice and 2 minor totems, so obviously he's a little inflated. Torture is just a hero that has a high base mana pool and not a lot of regen. So if Mage Bane jumps him, he will drain a lot of mana relatively quickly, and then drop an ult that is going to do a ton of damage because he's missing so much of that mana. And if he remains underleveled for most of this game, like, the key for him surviving here is actually going to be having enough mana to survive the jump for a bit, put a chain reactions down, and run away. Because if everything gets drained right off the bat, he can't even stun, then that's a really serious issue. He can't have his team come help him, he can't do anything about that, and obviously that would be a pretty serious problem. Pharaoh going to take a Moonbeam, misses the K. So 1-0 here in favor of Legion. They're taking a slight golden experience lead. Obviously running the jungler on their side as well gives them a bit of an advantage. Although Tempest, to be fair, is not doing all that well in terms of farm. So we'll see what they can do here, but doesn't seem like too much is going to be crazy happening, I think, at this point. MQ farm and bot obviously has the easy solo down here, and sorry, I was out for a second, I was looking at something else, but anyway, Tempest up top, continuing to farm the jungle, is pretty much sticking to these left camps over here, I guess. Looking for a Glacial Blast where he can find one. Poison Spray going off there onto Succubus, and here come the Glacial Blast as well. Puts a sleep onto Mage Bane, but that's going to be easily not enough to prevent Succubus from dropping here as she takes the last hit to Mage Bane. Now they're going to turn into this Torture, who activates the Impalement. Keg is here from Engineer, but Torture's still in a lot of trouble, and he's definitely going to fall. So I'm going to know what the plan was from him there. That's a 3-0 advantage here for Legion. So already taking a pretty serious advantage in both golden experience. Side Poison Ward getting killed there, so they know Succubus is here. They're continuing to try to put as much pressure on her as possible, and it's working pretty well here. This Slither's level 4, Mage Bane's level 5, so there's Succubus is only level 5. So they're doing a pretty good job here of spreading levels on the Legion side, and that's going to become an issue for Hellborn later on, as most of their heroes are fairly level dependent. They all really want to level as fast as possible. Bubbles obviously also getting nearly killed in the middle lane, having to go all the way back to base. Does have his kelp field and had to put it down, in fact, to try to survive against this Hag, who's doing a pretty damn good job in the middle as well. Jump by Mage Bane off to the side. Torture going to take the chain reactions here. Looking for Glacial Blast, and Helmet goes out. Sleep onto Mage Bane, and Torture continuing to get stunned, but Tempest will back off. Port coming up here top, as it is in fact Bubbles, and Legion side are going to have to get out here. So they're going to just be like, chase me. And they will get the kill on him. Tempest and that Mage Bane will both survive. So good sacrifice there from Slither, saying, alright, you can have the kill on me, but you're not going to get either one of my farmers down here. NG off to the side, getting chased down a little bit by Pharaoh. He's a little faster, has the booch. NG does not. Up top, Mage Bane going to get something killed. Once again, Torture dying. There's a couple auto attacks, and the Glacial Blast just do so much. Ultimate from Mage Bane helping to finish off that kill. Probably not necessary, but you can see why. NG going to get jumped. There's the keg, but he's inside the walls, and you're in so much trouble there, buddy. So now we're dropping once again. Actually, no, that was his first death. What am I even talking about? So things going fairly well here for the Legion side early on. 1,800 gold and 1,300 experience. Looking at the GPM charts here, Mage Bane does top it, followed by Moon Queen and Bubbles. And despite getting 4-stat, Bubbles is really winning this middle lane. Hag's level 7, so she's got the level advantage here, but actually not anymore. Still has the experience per minute advantage by a little bit, but not that much. 357 to 325. Port coming in here, middle. Bubbles does have the kelp field, so we're going to presumably see a kill. Yep, this is definitely going to be a kill onto this Wretched Hag. No, she just takes the kelp field stun, and Succubus can't get there in time. So good play from Hag there, just being like, alright, put the kelp field down, you're not going to silence me, I'm just going to put the blink up, get the hell out of there. Moon Queen getting jumped here on the bottom lane, takes the poison spray inside the mummy walls, and she's in some trouble here. Puts the Moonbeam onto Slither, but she's now going to try to get away. So now he's coming in here looking for support. Ultimate going down, and she's going to get the kill on Slither and on Pharaoh. One more auto attack. Takes the health pot. There's the turret, going to stop it. Keg not going to hit, but they're going to find him soon. There he is, a couple auto attacks. Mummy walls go up, and Engineer's now going to get the hell out of here. Backblast and Haunt on him, plus a Sonar Scream. Tormented Soul finish him off. So nice port there from Hag, but just couldn't finish that Pharaoh off. Managed to kill the Slither. Nice turnaround there by Moon Queen. And that's what happens. You get Moon Queen, man. So with that, MQ continuing to increase her farm, but Mage Bane remains the top farm in the game up here. Succubus looking to get jumped. Level 6 Tempest. Has the ultimate. There it is. And Bubble's going to try to silence him out of it, but it's pretty much already done. Succubus, what's the heartache, and will survive here. Off to the side, Torture going to try to pick off this Tempest. Chain reactions miss, so later they're going to be another focus, and he is totally dead. As Moon Queen comes top as well. Tempest over here does not have enough mana for a port. Just hiding in the woods, trying to live, not going to happen. He gets picked off by the Shell Surf. And Bubble's actually now trapping himself a little bit in the trees. So that's it being a 2-for-0. Tempest ultimate used, they get 0 kills. Succubus just a little bit too tanky, then puts the Heartache out and manages to get enough health back to survive. Moon Queen going to transition up to this top lane and take some farm here. Bot Rune is just a refreshment, it's been sitting there for a while. Hag gonna put a Haunt onto Succubus, will activate her own illusions. Jump there with the Wrath of the Pharaoh onto Keg, and NG's just gonna be dead. Succubus hold actually going on to Hag, plus the kill field, and she's now in a lot of trouble. Should drop does, but and actually so does Pharaoh. Magebane now here looking for something, get the sleep put on him, and will get taken off by Slither, but that's not going to allow the trace. So a couple of nice picks there from Hellborn, taking both Hag and Pharaoh, losing only their engineer. Torture now recovering a little bit on levels is level 4, not too bad. A couple of the kills up there on top lane obviously helping out a lot. Bot tower push going to be coming in here for the Legion side. And with all these poison wards here, there's a really good chance they're going to get this. It's definitely going to be in deny range, so the tower will die. The question is, will they get the last hit? Bubble's taking a lot of damage from those poison wards, puts the glyph out, trying to clean him up. Shell Surf also trying to clean the creep wave. Magebane obviously off to the side looking for something. They will deny it, as they don't want to jump in and try to get the last hit, so big deny there from the Hellborn side. Up top, Moon Queen and Torture trying to push this top tower in, but Pharaoh will have none of that. And this is like the obvious lane, the Suicide Pharaoh, Torturer, and MQ top. That would normally one would normally have expected, but was not wrong, of course. Up top, looking like how we're going to push this lane here, as they've brought 5 heroes, and the turret helping to clean up creep wave shows a Shell Surf for some scouting as well. Should be a pretty easy tower kill up here, as they're basically trying to keep this Hell Cannon alive, but nope, not going to do so. And now they're going to back off, actually, as mid tower's getting heavily pressured as well. Bubbles here going to try to do something about that. Meanwhile, 3 heroes remaining up top. Primarily it's Moon Queen. Glyph goes out, and they're continuing to put some pressure. Ultimate from Tempest goes off immediately, not immediately, but semi-immediately and be cancelled. Tempest will drop here, but so will Torture. And off to the side, Succubus Hole going to be onto this Hag. Will drop thanks to the K. So now he actually gets a double tap off to the side. Sleep on Slither will get taken off, though. There's the Succubus Heartache. Shell Surf as well as the port, and the Moonbeam finishes her off. So that's a 3 for nothing. Meanwhile, up top, actually, Magebane finishes off this Engineer and will be able to get out with Blink. So it ends up being a 3 for 1 there, as Hellborn lose only their support. They take out the support, the jungler, and the mid laner for Legion. Bubbles looking like he wants to get a jump over here, but Magebane just going to port away. Shell Surf goes off. Will actually snipe? No, doesn't actually get the damage out. Hellborn jungle here, a little bit of stacking going on, presumably for Moon Queen. Easy camp stacked, and both this medium and hard camp are also stacked. Ancients are not stacked, and they should probably get on that, as MQ will be able to do them very soon. About 1,000 gold saved up, so most of the way to her Firebrain. It's actually said going for the Mystic Vestments. Feel like the magic damage here on the Legion side is a bit too much, and want to deal with it. Certainly with the Hag, Slither, and Tempest, I can't really say, oh, that's the wrong decision. Ruined Cleaver picked up on Magebane. This is a 380 gold per minute, obviously. MQ now outstripping his GPM, and has to be concerned about that. 450 gold per minute on Moon Queen. All she has is the Whispering Helm. Once she gets the Firebrand, obviously going to be a lot faster on the farm. And as she starts to take these stacks, then it's gonna explode for her. Rune Cleaver also on Magebane will help. He has no stacks, which is a bit of an issue for him, but should still be able to clean up a lot of these jungle camps relatively easily, and we'll be able to farm lanes faster, of course. Pushing pretty far up here, but you know, that's sort of the thing that you can do with one of these heroes that is highly mobile. Like, if Mage Bane gets jumped here, it's going to be really hard to keep him locked down for long enough to kill him. You'd pretty much have to bring Succubus or multiple stuns, like MQ, Torture, and Engineer. So Succubus really a solid counter to this Mage Bane, but it also means she has to be around if you want to try to kill him. And Port coming in to that bot tower, which is getting pressured, it is Succubus. Mage Bane going to blink away, knowing that's his nemesis. So we'll see what they choose to do, but at this point, things looking like they're pretty static. 10-9 hero kill advantage here for Legion, just a little bit ahead in both Gold and Experience. Firebrand picked up there on Moon Queen, and she's going to start becoming out of control. So this is the concern I always have against teams that play Moon Queen, is they have 10 hero kills in 17 minutes. Most of them are on sequence. Half of them, in fact, are on sequence. The other four, another 4 are on Znawi. So 9 out of 10 hero kills here on the Legion side are on supports. Just 1 on Succubus, and so that's not really a big deal. Like, they have 10 hero kills, you're like, oh, that's a pretty solid number. The Hellborn team only has 9, but 2 of those are on Tempest, 2 more are on Hag, and another one is on Pharaoh. So 4 here on the Sliver, but really most of the rest of them are on heroes that need that money and are a little devastated if they don't have the time and stuff to farm. Pharaoh up top here is in a lot of trouble. We're going to see a Port coming in, actually 2. Now he's 1 and Bubbles the other. Mummy walls go down, and he's like, now what do I do? Turret's there as well, going to spot him out. Goodbye. So gank set up there by Moon Queen, Bubbles, and Engineer, and they do in fact get the kill. Mid tower now going to be pressured. Should be a pretty easy kill. Cliff goes off, but it's not going to stop anything. Torture looking for the deny, won't find it. Only level 6, gonna have to be a little bit careful about his positioning here with Mage Bane there. Engineer always off to the side. Turret goes out, gonna slow some stuff down. Kelfield on it too. Bubble. So there's a lot of trouble. Gonna lock down Hag first, figuring we'll kill him later, and they do in fact do that. So 2 for none there, as Bubbles obviously having that portal key, a nice shiny new pickup, and gets them a couple of kills. These blinkers over here on the Legion side are getting extremely annoyed, I think, by that Succubus hold, because it's been on Hag a few times, and it's like, alright, well, now I'm dead. Moon Queen is here, gonna look to push in the mid tower, has an illusion rune activated. And this should be a mid tower kill, as Legion obviously are down a couple of heroes. And the Hellborn's push is pretty strong.
The Hellborn have destroyed a Legion tower.
So there goes mid tower on bot, Mage Bane looking for something, puts the sleep on, 2 ports coming in. Torture and Moon Queen. He's going to be able to blink away, but they sort of saw where he went. Just going to choose to deny the tower, not going to try to chase him. He will be off to the side, spotted out by this tower, but I don't think there's anything they can do. Engineer is actually going to have to be a little bit careful about where he is. He doesn't want to be there. Interesting that he's turning off his aura. I guess so he can't be spotted. MQ going to clean up these Ancients here. Once again, not a lot of stacking going on for her, as the Ancients have not been stacked. She hasn't used her Whispering Helm to grab a creep to stack them for herself, so probably should be doing that. Nonetheless, her farm is obviously exploding. 520 gold per minute, 452 on Mage Bane, so he's keeping some pace. The Rune Cleaver obviously a really big help in that department, but he's just not going to keep up with this Moon Queen forever, because Moon Queen is the kind of hero that will farm faster than Mage Bane, even if Mage Bane has a Rune Cleaver. He just does. Conqueror looks like he'll be tempted here by Hellborn, and as they're using their side a little bit to take advantage. Elementals will be spotting this out along with the Tormented Soul, so we'll see if the Legion actually do anything to stop this. Pharaoh is top. He is porting back to that bottom tower, and looking like they're trying to gear up to do something about this, and they might get here just in time. Hellborn need to back off, I think, at this point. And they're committing. Pharaoh has the hook. They're going to try to kill these poison wards. Prevent the initiation. Tempest does not have a portal key. And Hellborn will back off. Put a health bot onto that Succubus. Moon Queen probably can take one as well. So one thing about this Hellborn team is they don't have a really great hero to get initiated on. They have a couple solid initiators, but they don't really have somebody that's like, oh, if they jump this person, then that's what we want. Magebane off to the side in the Ancients, not a great position for him, as now Conqueror is going to drop. They're going to put the ultimate on to Succubus as the token goes on to Hag, or sorry, Moon Queen. Kelfield back onto 2, along with the energy field. Ultimate from Moon Queen coming out will kill Hag, also dropping a Slither and Tempest and Pharaoh. The entire Hellborn team is still alive. So Magebane's like, alright, now what do I do? And, uh-oh. Moon Queen has a token. She has 530 gold per minute. She has a Geometer's Bane, which she activates. This is going to be a mid-tower kill, easily.
The Hellborn have destroyed a Legion
Very
tower.
possibly could turn into a top or bot tower push as well. With the cooldowns, people respawning about 10 seconds, they're just going to take the Ancients first.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
As once again, Hellborn Ancients are not stacked. So Magebane picks up a tier 1 top, which evens the towers. But MQ continuing to explode, 560 gold per minute, and this is just what's happened. Yes, they're getting Moon Queened a little bit here. And I don't know how you deal with this. She's going to have a shrunken head in a couple of minutes at this rate. I mean, literally like 3 minutes. Possibly less. Magebane jumping in here, taking some damage, and obviously doesn't have the blink because he just used it. We'll be back up, so that was an interesting play. Deciding to jump into Hellborn camp with, yeah, without any vision whatsoever. A little interesting. So Moon Queen clearing out the jungle here. Go stack the camp, Engie. Oh my god, you're just barely going to make it. Stack it? What's it? Why would you not stack these Ancients? You would have made it. Geobane finished on Magebane as well, obviously. That's going to be very helpful because they'll eat a lot of the Moon Queen bounces, and again, the multi-strike will just kill them very quickly anyway, so. Certainly a good item, certainly one you want on Magebane. It will massively increase the amount of mana he's burning, which is obviously a great thing. Off to the side, Torture Illusion's going to get killed by Pharaoh, who pops the Barbed Armor. Magebane's Illusion's pushing up over here. Engineer does not want to get found, because there's a reasonable chance these Illusions could kill him. And certainly if they do get found, I think Magebane spotted him. No. Engie is able to just skirt out of there. And we'll instead try to take these Ancients. But nope, it's going to link out. Probably the right decision. Please stack these. Thank you. Oh, the Tormented Soul is going to stop that. No, it won't. Well, I thought it had vision for longer than that. Anyway, Hellborn going to push down this bot tower. And I said even up the towers, but actually Legion had an advantage, and they won't anymore because this tower's going to drop in about half a second. As Moon Queen hits that hard.
The Hellborn have destroyed a Legion tower.
And Hellborn figuring we've got a token, we've got a Moon Queen. She's got her shrunken head, if she wants it. Apparently doesn't want it quite yet. Finally using the Whispering Helm to take over a creep. Tormented Soul coming in for some harass, but the Torture Impalement comes out. This is easily going to be a tower kill here on bot. Legion's just not responding to it.
The Hellborn have destroyed a Legion tower.
Skeleton King there, obviously going to be very helpful for canceling that Tempest ultimate if nothing else can do so. He has a Shrunken Head, so at this point that's the only thing that's going to be able to stop it. Or sorry, the Succubus hold as well is superior magic. So Succubus can have to be very careful about her positioning. Also has a portal key, so should be alright to cancel it relatively fast. And Hellborn figuring this isn't worth it. We'll just leave Torturer here. And back the hell out. Magebane trying to farm the Hellborn Woods. We'll get spotted here, in fact. There goes the sleep. And there's a Succubus hold. Gonna put a bunch of damage here. Should be able to get the kill. Yep. So, Magebane there getting a little too ballsy, a little too aggressive, and paying forward. Torture gonna clean up some creeps over here. Haste Rune is bot. And off the side, double stacked Ancients here for the Hellborn, as once again, they're just not doing a great job of stacking this. It's not mattering because Moon Queen's Moon Queen, and she's a 586 gold per minute, but would be even higher if she would stack those camps. They're going to pick up a haste here and will run away. So, I'm not really sure what Legion's game plan is at this point. Pharaoh sniping an Ancient there, but not a huge deal. MQ has the Shrunken, of course, and is probably looking for the symbol to be finished as her next item. Or maybe she'll get something else when the token expires, which will be in a minute and 30 seconds, so they're probably going to want to push this right about now. Refreshment Rune up top will be picked up. They'll realize that, not the greatest thing. We'll take the Ancients first. Bound Eye going to counter a couple of wards. So take the Ancients, push in middle, as that token is about to expire, so if they want to do this, they need to do it now, and nope, they're just going to back off. So turning this into a bit of more farming token than a pushing aggressive token, but certainly did enough as it got Moon Queen up to that 600 gold per minute mark, and we'll have another token in about 4 minutes. Maybe 5 actually, so it does still have about a minute on it. But we'll take the Ancients in the meantime. I'm just following Moon Queen around farming. I mean, nothing else is really happening, so. Hellborn team just basically moving his 5 and like, alright, we're going to keep farming here. Magebane sitting at 440 gold per minute. He's been around that 450 GPM mark for most of this game, and that's really what I'm afraid of, is that this Magebane, I mean, he farms well with the Rune Cleaver, but he's not Dark Lady, he's not Moon Queen, he's just not going to compete with them the way they can farm. Hell, I mean, we've consistently seen silhouettes at 600 gold per minute. And Magebane's just not there. I mean, he's a highly mobile hero, but part of it was, I think, that his team didn't do the greatest job of stacking the jungle for him, which was an issue. They haven't done the greatest job of stacking the Ancients. More importantly, they've lost map control because they have no towers down here. They can't be in their own jungle. Magebane can't really be in a Hellborn jungle either. He's been caught a couple of times there, and Hellborn know that he's sort of doing that. So the question is really, where can he farm safely? And with the Blink, it doesn't have to be at safe, but you still want to be like, okay, the entire team isn't going to collapse on me. And you look at Legion's ward situation here, they've got one in their own jungle, that's it. So, highly defensive and very limited in terms of ward coverage. Off to the side, looking for somebody perhaps in their own jungle as they realize people are pushing up top. Magebane going to send the illusions in. Perhaps hoping to bait something out, and I think they very well could. Succubus has her ult up, so gonna put the sleep down, and they're gonna think that this is a real Magebane, bringing in a ton of ports. There's the ultimate, and this, nope, that hurts. GG. So they're like, oh, we got Magebane. We picked him off. We're going to use a bunch of ultimates. Whoopsie doodle. Luckily they didn't blow the MQ ult as well as the Kelp field, but I was going to put a few pretty valuable ults on cooldown here, especially for Magebane, who's like, okay, now that I can't get trapped by that Succubus hold, I can farm a lot more safely. Because that thing was basically the bane of my existence. Sheepstick on bubbles. Just, this Hag and Magebane are going nowhere. That is the entire game plan of the Hellborn team. Like, take 2 highly mobile heroes who are reliant on their mobility and stop it. Magebane has 1385 health. That's not a lot. Hag has 1290. These are both heroes. They're like, if I can't blink, I'm going to die. That's how that works. They're just not tanky enough to survive any sort of sustained damage or burst. Mage Bane going to take double stacked Ancients here. Groove Cleaver and Geometer's Bane helping quite a lot, of course. As he is able to steal all these. NG and all going to find him, but he just blinks out, leaves only the Dragon Master. That's the thing is, you know, MQ would have killed those in that amount of time. He's just not hitting that hard either. I mean, let's take a look at his damage. 190 to 194. MQ is up to 245 max damage. So that little bit of extra damage makes a pretty big difference. Hag hitting for 100 damage. She's just been mostly a non-factor as well. Has the Grimoire here at 31 minutes, so it's extremely late. And I mean, at this point, the question is that going to do anything? Not really. By the time that thing pays off, we're going to be an hour into this game, and I'm not sure we're ever going to be an hour into this game just because there's Kongor and Hellborn know it. And they're like, alright, let's kill this. MQ finishing a symbol, I believe. Yeah. Mighty Blade going on to Succubus, presumably for the Shrunken Head. So there's going to be a Kongor kill. MQ already has in fact dropped her vestments, and we'll pick up a token here. And they can probably end this game at this point. Oh, just don't coming stone. She dropped her vestments earlier. Off to the side, looking for a jump onto that Hag. Not going to happen. Bubbles scores the Sheepstick. Mage Bane picking up the Shrunken Head. So good timing for him, as it looks like Hellborn are pushing in. But you got to remember that Superior Magic ultimate from Succubus is going to go through the Shrunken Head in terms of the disable. Obviously the damage won't go off, but the disable will. Glyph Pop and all sorts of stuff actually are killing these Moon Queen illusions relatively fast, and she's going to have to get out of here. Turret going down there. Poison Ward's obviously annoying as all hell. Off to the side, going to take the Glacial Blasts. So the question here is basically who's going to get ulted, Tempest or Mage Bane? I think it's whoever jumps in first, if Mage Bane jumps in first. And so I think the Legion's game plan here needs to be Mage Bane, you jump in, make them focus you, and then we'll follow it up with the Tempest ultimate. Now the issue, of course, with that is potentially that the Succubus hold is so long range that Mage Bane could actually die by the time they get the hold off into Succubus. MQ sitting in the front line just being like, alright, you can try to kill me if you want to, I'm going to get this tower. Pops the Geo's Bane to get the dot off of her, and we'll kill these racks now. And look at the towers dying. Look at how much damage Slither and Pharaoh are taking. And Hag and Tempest. Everybody's backing up because these bounces are just going everywhere. This entire building's dying. Torturing, they've jumped in here. Mummy Wells go off onto Moon Queen. He still has the token. Mage Bane jumping in the background. Will try to get the kill onto Torturer. There goes the Barrack. Off to the side, Hag getting locked down, but there goes the Tempest ultimate onto a bunt. Actually, do get the kill onto Bubbles there, but Moon Queen's still alive. Just going to pop the ultimate and the Shrunken Head and be totally fine. Does have to use the token there. But, hey look, there's a dead Tempest. And Mage Bane is still alive, having survived from over here. Will pick off Snowy. But they had not used the Moon Queen ultimate, excuse me. Still has a Shrunken, still has a Geometer's Bane. So they basically only use a token. Off to the side here, looking for Mage Bane. Perhaps we'll get spotted out. Bubbles having that portal key access. And now Moon Queen's like, alright, all you took was my token. I still have my Shrunken, I still have my Geometers, I still have my symbol, in fact. And I'm going to be fine. Off to the side, going to have a jump here onto Mage Bane. He's in a lot of trouble, gets sheeped out, but jumps out of it. And we'll be okay. Bot tower going down, and Moon Queen's just like, what's up, base? Looking for a second set of racks here. Hag back in a couple of seconds, but no Bat Blast. Gonna see a port in here. Moon Queen gonna put some damage. So there's like, okay, you're dead. We'll take the racks. Trying to kill the Succubus. It's not working. She eventually does go down, but there's the Moonbeam. Able to blink away his Mage Bane, and he's on the run now. So bot melee racks do go down. Hellborn get a couple of lanes out of that. Still no Shrunken Head use on Moon Queen. Torture off to the side, also looking for a Mage Bane, who is awfully low. Sheepstick is available. There it is. and a kelp field. Gonna look for the kill, and they will actually get it. Bubbles now in a lot of trouble. Shrunken Head goes off onto Tempest. He's just gonna try to run away. Hook comes in though and finishes him off. So now they're gonna be able to clean this up onto Torture, but the Mage Bane kill definitely worth it.
Double tap.
Just one more thing to slow him down, shut him down, and now they have 2 lanes down really. And I don't see a way back. So we'll see if Walrusnet can get the hell out of this, but I'm suspecting that no. And I think at this point, you might as well just call the CC go game 2. You won the first game, it's 1-1. Take it to a game 3. This is single elimination, and they're fairly deep in this tournament at this point, so I can understand why they wouldn't necessarily want to do that. Wingbow on Queen. There's just nothing that they can do now. Mage Bane doesn't have the damage to kill her. I'm not sure if anybody does in this Legion. If they focus their entire team on her, if she gets her Shrunken and Symbol off, she will just eat their entire team's damage and then return it and kill them. That's just what's going to happen. Invis Engineer off to the side, looking for something perhaps. Moon Queen just going like, alright, let's push top. I don't have a token anymore, but I have a Wingbow, so I don't even care. Void Talisman picked up by Torture, nice selection there. Will prevent a lot of the damage here coming out from Mage Bane. It's going to not make his ult hurt any less, but he's just like, alright, time to tank the tower, kill this. Mage Bane's running in here for some reason, blinking forward aggressively, not a great idea. Succubus has the ult. I don't know why she didn't go for it. Wrath of the Pharaoh now into Succubus, and now she's in some trouble. Pops the Shrunken Head. She's going to stand here, but she's going to die. If she puts the Shrunken Head, or the ult, onto Mage Bane, it's still going to be a death. I don't know why she didn't just portal key in and ult. Engineer getting caught out over here, pops the Void Stone of his own. And the turret. Tormented Storo, and in fact, nice Sheepstick there will allow Engie to get out, but he doesn't want to. Now he can turn this on to Mage Bane. And he drops, but that's certainly worth it. Shell Surf poured away from Bubbles, has the Haunt active still. Tempest with a portal key. Meteor goes down. They're going to try to find him here. Will be successful. Tempest getting stunned out. Bubbles is still on the run, taking the Haunt ticks. So his portal key is not active quite yet. There's going to be a couple auto attacks, and Southern Scream will finish him off. So, nice finish there from the Legion side, but they do lose Mage Bane once again, and MQ doesn't die. Any fight in which Moon Queen does not die is a fine fight for Hellborn at this point. Puzzle box picked up by Pharaoh in a clear and desperate attempt to address this Moon Queen, obviously. With the bounces on the Moon... Actually, that might be... It is too, so he's had it for a bit, but... With the bounces, the multi-strike, as well as the ultimate, they're clearly going, okay, let's do as much accidental damage as we can. Or force her to do as much accidental damage as we can and try to kill her that way. She's 2,500 health. And the Puzzle Box Mauler death is going to be annoying. The Barbed Armor is going to be annoying, but... With the Symbol of Rage up and with the Shrunken Head up, she's just not going to be taking enough damage that the Lifesteal won't heal her right back. And this is assuming, like, everything is addressing Moon Queen here. There are 4 other members of this team. So I'm not even sure that the entire Legion team can kill Moon Queen by herself at this point, unless she gets locked down in Tempest Ultimate, and now Tempest is in some trouble, gets the Succubus hold on him, needs to actually start to put some damage off though. And he's going to have a Tempest Ultimate there that will not be cancelled now, locking down Moon Queen. Succubus going to drop off to the side, Slither dies as well. Energy Field goes down, but MQ's popping the Shrunken Head, the Ultimate, and everything's dead now. So remember before when I was like, I don't think that their entire team can kill Moon Queen? That's what I meant. Full, entire Detheration Shrunken Head, Tempest Ult, and that's going to be a game. So no surprise there that that Legion get Moon Queened, really. And that's just basically what happens when you have this hero picked against you and you don't constantly address it from minute 1. And they didn't really do that. So game 2 will go to the Legion side once again, this time in Inklin. And this series is tied 1-1, so we're going to move it on to a game 3.